My boyfriend's gorgeous female friend is taking care of him while he's sick. This story came November 24th, 2013. I'm here because I need some unbiased opinions. My boyfriend of 10 months has a female friend that I do not like very much. I personally feel that she has romantic feelings for him, though I'm not sure about his feelings towards her. They became fast friends shortly after him and I started dating, so this is a fairly new friendship for the two of them. They're both fitness fanatics, so they tend to work out together quite often, and they do fun outdoorsy things together. Plus, they keep in constant contact through texting, Facebook, and Twitter. He introduced me to her a few months ago in a group setting, but we really didn't hit it off. She was fake nice to me and had very little to do with me. I didn't say anything to my boyfriend because I know it's awkward when you first meet people, and I figured that she just might be shy. I wanted to give her a chance. So tonight, my boyfriend's got a migraine and a stomach ache. He might be coming down with the flu. Guess who decided she wanted to take care of him tonight? His female friend. I asked my boyfriend what she was doing, and he just said that she was hanging out with him and making him soup. Apparently, she brought him a little care package as well. WTF. Okay, I'm not trying to be a bitch, but that's my job. I'm the girlfriend. I get off work in an hour and I'm seriously thinking of going over to his place. I think I've probably put off this conversation for far too long and now she's crossing boundaries. My boyfriend thinks she's an awesome and fun friend, but come on. Even if it's a platonic friendship, there comes a point where she needs to back off a little. Should I go to his house after work? What are your thoughts? Maybe not have this conversation with him when he's like deathly ill, you know? If he has a migraine and a stomach bug, maybe we have this conversation in a few days when he's feeling better. I cannot imagine having a migraine, a stomach bug, and then trying to have that kind of conversation. Like, please just wait until this is over. Let me know what your initial thoughts are, but we're gonna check out what some of the people of Reddit are saying so far. Someone commented and said, call him and tell him you're coming over after work and bringing supplies and you're ready to snuggle and watch Netflix and nurse your sick boo back to health. And if he declines, then you have a problem. If he seems excited, then there's nothing to worry about. And if he's excited about your caring girlfriend move, I think going over there with passive-aggressive jealous rage is not a good idea either. Have this discussion when he's not sick, and to be fair, it sounds like she just came over to give him some soup and to see if he's okay. I would do that for my friends too, unless there's more to the story that you're not telling us. Maybe try to strike up a friendship with her as well, but keep your jealousy in check. She seemed fake nice. Could she have felt awkward or jealousy from you as well? Right now, you have not much of a leg to stand on with confronting him, especially if he is open with you about their friendship, hanging out, and the conversations. OP responded to this and said, I asked him a little bit ago if he wanted me to come over, and he said, you don't have to. I know you've had a long day at work. I kind of feel like this was his way of nicely telling me no. Next comment. Tell him that you want to. Not really a way he can put you down lightly there if he doesn't want you to come over. Question though, and maybe I'm reading into this too much, but he's having her come over but is telling you that you don't have to? That doesn't sound good. Well, did he tell her to come over or did the friend just show up? Because that's the difference. If he texted the friend and was like, yeah, come over and keep me company while I'm sick, that's a lot different than she just showed up and he's like, okay, well, you're my friend and you're giving me soup and I'm sick. Like, what's he gonna tell her to leave? I feel like those are two different situations. We have an answer. Duh! OP responded and said, I guess she invited him to hang out tonight, but he told her that he was sick and that is when she surprised him. He told me he thought it was really nice of her. I'm never jealous, but this makes me crazy. Okay, so he did not invite her over to like take care of him while he's sick. She already tried to make plans with him, but he said, oh, I'm sick. And then she's like, oh, I'll bring him soup. Next comment. You should definitely have a conversation about this with him soon. Maybe not while he's sick. That wouldn't be too productive. I wouldn't encourage banging down the door and getting confrontational with him and his friend. But maybe say like you want to drop by and see how he's doing. OP said, I get off work in a little bit, so I texted him that I was going to spend the night so that I could take care of him. Hopefully she's gone when I get there. Next comment. I think your boyfriend digs the attention from this chick. That's the fundamental problem here. He's got to know that this sort of attention is inappropriate when he's in a serious relationship. I wouldn't allow a female friend to come over to take care of me if I were sick and in a serious relationship. The biggest reason is out of respect for my significant other. Not giving my friend the wrong idea would be second. To me, your man is kind of a dud. Fight! OP responded and said, I have no doubt he likes the attention, especially if the girl fussing over you is really pretty. But I'm not entirely sure if he has feelings for her. Maybe she's just a pretty thing to look at. I'm not sure. Minus this chick, everything else in our relationship is great. Okay. I'm very curious. I want all the opinions. How would you feel if that was your partner and this was the situation you were in? Would you be comfortable with that? How would you feel about it? I'm trying to picture myself. I just feel like I would definitely want to be the one to like, I want to make you soup. I want to take care of you. I totally get that. Like, that's your partner. That's your person. They're sick. We have our first update, which came the very next day. I'm very curious to see how the night went with everything. I apologize for leaving you guys hanging. Things got a little crazy last night. And I kind of forgot. When I got off work, I went home and I got some stuff together since I was going to stay the night at his place. By the time I got to his house, it was around 11:30 and she was still there. When I got inside, I found both of them on the couch together watching movies. But she was asleep. He was laying on the couch covered in blankets with his legs in her lap, which seemed a little inappropriate. Is that considered cuddling? I feel like it's unnecessary. You don't have to lay or sit like that. My boyfriend seemed happy to see me. We talked a little bit and he gave me a long hug. His female friend woke up shortly after I arrived, but she didn't really say much. She mentioned to me that she made my boyfriend soup and that he really liked it. He was persistent that I try it because he said it was much better than his mom's. I declined. Anyways, the house was spotless. It looked like she tidied up everything when she got done cooking because she did the dishes and some other stuff. That was nice of her, but I feel like it's overstepping some boundaries. I saw a get well soon card on the kitchen table, which I'm assuming was from her since it was with some of the other stuff that she brought him, though I didn't read it. About an hour after I arrived, she was still hanging around because they wanted to finish their movie. So by the time the movie was over, it was almost 1:30. My boyfriend finally decided that he was ready for bed, which she seemed bummed about. He thanked her for everything and walked her to the door. She gave him way too long of a hug and then she finally left. A few minutes later, he sends her a thank you text. I was a mess. I wasn't going to say anything until morning, but I couldn't wait any longer. Once we got into bed, I told him how I felt. I couldn't drop the issue. He said that it was platonic and he felt like I was just trying to pick a fight with him. So he got up and he decided to sleep on the couch, leaving me in bed alone. A half hour goes by and he comes back to bed in tears and apologizing for leaving me in bed alone. He was really upset and kept saying that he loved me and that he was sorry for making me mad. I forgave him. He was shivering, so I took his temperature and sure enough, he was running a fever. I covered him in blankets, but that only seemed to help a little bit. He couldn't stop shivering, so he clung to me the rest of the night with his head buried into my chest. It was so cute. I felt bad for him though. Poor guy. I didn't plan on bringing her up until he felt better. He was throwing up this morning and kept apologizing to me about last night. I told him we would talk about it later and I wasn't going to leave him as long as he would compromise with me, which he agreed. He seems genuinely sorry and keeps promising me that he'll fix things, so I think everything will work out. He has never broken a promise to me. Okay. So now that we have more details, maybe to him it is a platonic relationship, but I feel like that friend could have some underlying feelings there. You know, Your friend says, oh, I can't hang out, I'm sick. She had a choice. She really could have said, oh, okay, well, he has a girlfriend and I'll just see him when he feels better. But she went above and beyond a get well card, other things like a care package, cleaned his house, legs on the lap, stayed all day and night, cooked for him. There could be some underlying feelings there. Let's see what Reddit is saying. Someone commented and said, the dude loves and is eating up the attention that she gives him. Come up with a list of what you are and what you are not comfortable with them doing. If he agrees to it, great. If he doesn't think it's reasonable, then you both need to decide how important this gorgeous female friend is to whether or not you continue dating each other. If a guy was doing that to you, what she is doing for him, he wouldn't like it. I certainly wouldn't tolerate this behavior from my significant other and his female friend. Some people would. Talk to him again and be clear about what you will not put up with. OP responded and said, I agree. When we were talking last night, I said something along the lines of ending their friendship, which he immediately agreed to. Although I feel like that might be a little too harsh on my part. Next comment, good that he is willing to compromise. I wouldn't stand for this for a second. They aren't longtime friends and she has that much time to dedicate to him. When I know someone for a few months and they are sick, I tell them I hope they feel better and I let them know if they need anything, especially when they have like a girlfriend. Also, yeah, legs in the lap, that is crossing boundaries. Best of luck. He sounds like he really cares about you and is probably pretty blind to her intentions. And then someone else wrote, yeah, seriously, why would she ever feel the need to make someone soup, hang out with them all day, and clean the house of someone who has a girlfriend who lives there? And then OP responded and said, I don't live there, but you're right regardless. Because in my mind, as a female friend, I would be like, well, I can't go over and spend all day there. Like, he's a girlfriend. Like, it wouldn't even feel appropriate on that side of things. Next comment. If I walked in on my boyfriend with his legs in his female friend's lap, I would be pissed as hell. Also, I'm pretty sure if you hadn't shown up, she would have spent the night there. Oh, totally. Was she not already sleeping on the couch? Yeah. She totally would have just crashed there. OP said, I wonder the same thing. He has a couple of guest bedrooms. I was actually surprised he didn't offer to let her stay the night. Okay. Where I'm at is like, all you can do is have a conversation about boundaries and go from there. If those boundaries are broken, that's all you gotta know, right? We have a final update though, thank God. But first, we're gonna hydrate. You know the drill, you gotta drink your water. Cheers. After reading that, the song I have in my head out of nowhere, and I haven't heard the song in forever, is Are you gonna stay the night? Na, na, na. You know, I haven't heard that in forever. Stay the night. Are you gonna stay?
Bobo, would you like to update your friends? Show your friends your little socky. Show them. She's still got her socky on, but guess what, you guys? Her paw is looking so much better. She doesn't seem very excited. Hello? Lila? Lila, your friends are over here. Lila? 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 Okay. She's staring at Matt. Excuse me, your friends are over here. How rude. They're your biggest fan. Don't even look at me.
All right, so the final update came, the day after Christmas. December 26th, 2013, 1 month later. Put your predictions in before I read. Do you think they made it through? Are they still together or are they broken up? I think they're still together. That's my prediction. I'm furious and I need advice. About a month ago, I got a lot of great advice on my original post, which is why I'm here giving another update. A couple days ago, my boyfriend and I were invited to a mutual friend's Christmas party. All of our friends were there, including my boyfriend's female friend. They haven't spoken to each other for nearly a month, so I guess I didn't know what to expect. But as soon as she walked in the door, she spotted my boyfriend and ran up to him to give him a hug. I wanted to barf. I tried to be nice, I really did. More than once, I went out of my way to talk to her, but she clearly wasn't interested. She stuck close to my boyfriend the entire night. Even when he was hanging out with the guys, she tagged along. At one point, the guys went downstairs to play some foosball, air hockey, and beer pong. She had to be on my boyfriend's team for every single game. It was ridiculous. However, my boyfriend kept pulling me close and giving me kisses in front of her, so I'm sure that pissed her off. After a while, I went back upstairs to hang out with the girls. It started getting late and my boyfriend was getting pretty smashed. He had to work really early the next morning, so he was tired and ready to go home. So his completely sober female friend announces that she'll take him home since he only lives a few blocks away. She said, "I'll drop him off and come back. It will only take a couple of minutes." I trust my boyfriend and I wanted to stay and talk with the girls a little bit longer, so I didn't say anything. Well, 20 minutes passed and she still wasn't back. I called my boyfriend's home phone and I got no answer. So I pretended to be tired, told everyone goodbye, and I left. When I got to his house, I saw her car sitting in the driveway. When I got inside, she was putting her shoes on, getting ready to leave. I went to my boyfriend's room and I found him passed out in the bed, so I stayed the night with him. The next morning, I found out that she tried making a move on my boyfriend. Apparently, she tried kissing him in the car when she was dropping him off, but he pushed her away. He said she kept apologizing and followed him into the house. He was going to lay down on the couch, but she insisted that he sleep in his bed. She needed to use the bathroom, so he showed her where it was. A couple of minutes later, she went upstairs to his room and tried making a second move on him. This time, she tried kissing his neck and slipping her hand down his pants. That is when he shoved her and told her to get the F out. Ever since then, she has been sending him a bunch of apology texts. He told her that he forgave her, but that they could not be friends anymore. I knew there was some kind of underlying thing there for her, and to try and make a move when he's smashed, I don't like that. He also gave me a genuine, heartfelt apology, which I accepted. He's been really torn up about this ever since it happened, but we're working through it. Here's the problem. Well, that was the problem, no? We got invited to a big New Year's Eve party at this same friend's house, and she will be there as well. I seriously feel like I am going to freak out on her. Do I let everyone know what she did, or do I let it go and just let my boyfriend handle it? Edit. Thanks, everyone. I spoke with him tonight about New Year's, and he said he does not want to go to the party. He just wants to stay home with me or hang out with our family for New Year's. He's embarrassed and made me promise not to tell our friends about the incident. So I think for right now, we're just going to keep this to ourselves. Question. Yeah, no, I don't have a question. I thought I did. I don't. I am very curious to see what the people of Reddit are saying now. And what you guys are saying. Someone commented and said, "I just feel like a clarification is needed here. Is he apologizing for not believing you when you said she wanted in his pants? Or is he apologizing for her driving him home and taking advantage of him? The first one is okay. The second one is not. He doesn't need to apologize for this happening. He doesn't need to be torn up about it or feel bad. He didn't risk your relationship here. He got drunk and she took advantage of him twice. Yeah. It is up to him if he presses charges or tells anyone, but whether he does or not, he doesn't need to feel bad about it happening. He is the victim. No different than if someone had tried to slip their hand down your pants after he left the party. So true. And let's keep in mind, she was sober. She was the sober friend who drove him home. Disgusting behavior. OP responded to this and said he apologized to me because he said he felt stupid for letting her inside the house after she just tried to kiss him in the car. I told him I wasn't upset with him and he had no reason to apologize, but that didn't seem to help. He said he should have seen it coming and being drunk was no excuse. He was almost in tears, so I told him I forgave him, even though he did nothing wrong. Next comment. He's embarrassed? That chick tried to bust a move on him. What the hell is there to be embarrassed about in that situation? I hate to be the bad guy here because I really want to hate the friend too, but the only real reason I can think of for him to keep this hush hush is because he doesn't want anyone besides you looking too closely at his story here. I think there's a chance that there's another very different version of this story circulating out there. I advise caution. Oh, so like this person doesn't believe that that's what happened. Oh. OP responded and said he has received a handful of texts from her since that night where she has apologized for what happened. I have read all of the texts. I have no doubt this story is accurate. Someone commented and said 4 blocks. That's a 5 to 10 minute walk. He doesn't need to be driven 4 blocks. OP responded and said it was snowing and it was like 10 degrees outside. That's a long walk for a drunk person who can't even walk in a straight line. Next comment, why does he need to show her the bathroom if she's been to his house before taking care of him? OP responded and said he knocked a wall out in the bathroom on the main floor because he's making it bigger so it can't be used. But he has a really nice bathroom in the finished basement and he had to show her where it was because she's never been down there. Okay, interesting. So Reddit is very conflicted on whether they believe this version of his story or not. I do think the text, if she keeps apologizing for things, I don't know. I would hate not to believe anyone who claims that. So let me know all of your thoughts and opinions on this. I feel like we all kind of knew. There was something underlying. Even if it wasn't from him, I was like, something about this girl. She had feelings for him, for sure. Let me know your thoughts and feelings, you guys. Stay classy out there. Stay sassy.